greetings, everyone. How's everybody doing today? Well, I am just doing awesome. I'm doing awesome. So excited, so excited about the show today. And we're going to continue on. If you remember last week, we talked about, last month, we talked about the cost of purpose. We're going to continue that on today. But before we get started, as always, let me just open up with prayer. Father God, in the name of Jesus, Lord, we just thank you for this day that you have made. And Father God, we're asking you right now just to rest in our presence right now. Father God, we're asking you to just use this show for somebody to be drawn unto you. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Well, I want to give a couple of shout outs, as I always do, if you don't mind. I'd like to first of all give a shout out to my Heavenly Father, because without him I am absolutely nothing. I'd also like to give a shout out to my husband. He is here. He's somewhere in the building. He is here making his way into the studio. I'd like to give a shout out to my families and even across the country, those in Connecticut, like my mom and my oldest daughter and grandkids. How y'all doing? I know you're watching. And then also to my church family, Purified Living Ministries. You know, we're located in Newnan, Georgia. We'd love to have you. And then also to my Bishop and First Lady, Bishop Timothy and Cynthia Boone, out of Warner Robins, Georgia. And we're going to get them on soon. I know I've been saying that for a long time, but we are going to get our Bishop and First Lady on here soon. They are just awesome people. Well, I am so excited about our show today. I'm so excited. Finally got a guest that I have been wanting to get on. We tried it last month. Some things got a little turned around, but guess what? We got her in the house on today. So I'm just so excited about my guest. But we're going to talk about purpose. A lot of people may not know what their purpose is. A lot of people may not understand what purpose is. A lot of people may be searching for that purpose. That thing, what is that thing that God has called you to do? And another thing about purpose is when you identify and you know what that purpose is called you to do, guess what? It might be a price you have to pay in order to really, really fulfill the purpose that God has on your life. And that's what we're going to talk about with our guest on today. And so we're going to get right into the show, and I'm going to go on ahead and introduce. So we're going to be having a very special guest, and her name is Nnylari Iralynn. All right. I am so excited about you being here with me today. We got a lot of things going on. You got a lot of things going on. And like I told you before, this show is just going to be really just getting to know you. We want the audience to get to know who you are and the purpose for your life. And that being, I wrote down a scripture out of the book of Isaiah 43:7, and it says, "Everyone who is called by my name and whom I have created for my glory, whom I have formed, even whom I have made." So with that scripture, God has formed you, he has made you, and he has created you for that purpose. What is that thing now you know that God has created you to do?
I believe my purpose now is to help people be great. Mm-hmm. To instill greatness in them, mm-hmm. which means that I'm instilling positive word through my music, through just every area that I do, in my art, my visual art, telling a story, just helping people to bring out the greatness in themselves. That is what I'm called to do.
Absolutely. That's awesome. And I've seen some of the different creative ways that God uses you, and you're not just a singer, songwriter, producer, artist. There's so many things you do, and I can definitely say just seeing some of the creativity that you have done is definitely empowers people, makes you think good thoughts and things like that. So I know we're going to dive in, and you're going to talk about you. And Nnylari Iralynn, I call you Iralynn. I know that's your stage name, so can I stick with Iralynn today?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. So Iralynn, we're just going to dive right into it because there's so many things. Like I said, songwriter, writer, producer. You also even have sang for many years with your sister, and your sister's name
is Tanita
Walker. And a lot of people may know you, especially people that know that the show is on tonight, know your group by the name of
T and I.
A lot of people know T and I, especially down in our way, Coweta County and those surrounding areas. But tonight we're going to talk about Iralynn, because I know now you're doing some things in Project Single, and you were telling me in the car you all still get together sometimes, but now you're walking kind of like in your own path, of course with your sister's blessing, and you're doing some tremendous things. Yes. So let's talk about who Iralynn is, just some basic things, where you're from, how singing came about. Is it a family thing? Let's talk a little bit about Iralynn.
Well, I'm from Noonan, Georgia, born and raised. I'm a Johnson, and if you're from Noonan, then you know the Johnson family.
I didn't realize
we
that.
all sing.
Yes, you do.
Madras crew.
Yes, yes.
We all sing. If we're not singing, then we're playing instruments or writing music or something like that.
Yes.
And I just have a big family full of music, and it's not just the Johnson side. I also have my mom's side, it's the Nnylari family, and they all sing.
Oh wow!
Everybody sings. So my mom and dad sing, and I grew up singing. It was more so, no, you're going to sing.
Birthed in you.
You're going to sing.
Yes.
And we're going to have rehearsal every week.
Yes. Whether you want to or not, right?
Whether you want to or not. So that was my life.
Well, I tell you, it has paid off, and I definitely have heard, know your family, and you definitely are from a singing family, so I understand what you're saying when you say you have no other choice. But God has truly gifted you special. You have an awesome voice. I'm hoping she gives us a couple of stanzas of something, one of her songs, but God has truly gifted you and created you for such a time as this, to not only minister in song, but to uplift people, to empower people by way of the words that he's given you. I've been listening to your new single you got out now called Make Me New Again. I was listening to it again. Can we talk about that? That's your newest single out, Make Me New Again. What does that mean? Where did that come from?
Well, Make Me New came from, I guess, about a decade of my life of struggle. I went through an abusive marriage, and I like to say that, yes, he was the abuser, but I also played my part as well.
Okay.
I don't like to, put all the blame on that one person, because I know that there were some things that I was struggling with that got me to the point to writing Make Me New. But I'll back up and say that, I have been struggling with depression, low self-esteem for a long time, off and on. Just, you think you get over it, and it keeps coming back, and you think you get over it, and it keeps coming back, and I've just been dealing with that, and I ended up marrying someone that I knew that was not my husband. Wow. And I'll say that again, I knew he was not my husband. Wow. But because of insecurities, low self-esteem, thinking that I wasn't ever going to be loved, that anybody would want me, I got married. And then there was a lot of religious things that were going on with that. That I was shacking up, and a lot of Christian artists don't like to talk about that, but I have to be real about my story, because I believe that somebody will be delivered from my story. Absolutely. And I was shacking up, and a lot of times when you're shacking up, people say it's better to marry than to burn. But I want to say that sometimes it's better to say, is this your husband? And I wish that somebody had said, is this your husband that you're shacking up with? Wow. And if so, if you know that this is your husband, then y'all need to go ahead and get married. Y'all need to do it the right way. But I wish I had walked away instead of just getting married and trying to do the right thing to clean up my mess. Right. And that's what a lot of times we do. We just, I just want to clean up my mess. I just hurry up and rush into something. And that's what that was. That's really what it was. I jumped into something because I was a gospel singer, because I love God. I love to sing, and I know I wanted to live right. But I was struggling in that area, struggling in my flesh, and jumped in it.
That's interesting, because you said, is this my husband? Meaning, is this the person that God has for me? Right. And you're right. As Christians, I have my story too. As Christians, we do tend to kind of make some decisions based upon our religion, or based upon our upbringing and what the church may say. But you said something so poignant. You said, but is this my husband? And that was the thing. It sounded like you saying you really didn't, you asked yourself, but you knew the answer to it, but you went on ahead with it. And so when I entitled the show "The Cost of Your Purpose." I entitled that for a reason, because there is a cost. Would you say that in your marriage, and you said you went through some things, you went through some struggles, there was some abuse in your marriage, would you say that is a part of the cost of your purpose, and it is a part of your purpose and where you are today?
I believe that it is. I believe that me going through all the hardship and the control issues and all that ugly stuff birthed Make Me New.
Yes. Yes.
I had to go through in order to get to that day when I was in the basement folding clothes and pouring my heart out to God and just asking God, make me new. I know I'm not right. I know I'm not right here. I need you to regulate my mind. I need you to get my thoughts together. Help me to see the vision that you have for my life.
That's
and
right.
not what I want.
That's right.
Help me to stop choosing for Ira.
That's
Let
right.
me let you choose.
That's right.
And that's
right.
where I was.
Yes.
And I believe that I had to go through that in order to get to that moment to write that song.
One of the things you also said in that is you took responsibility. You said, no, I'm not going to put all the blame on him or that person, but I also have to look at the part that I played in that. My own insecurities, not being confident in myself, just the different things that I went through. So I allowed certain things to come into my life. But one thing about God and the beauty of God is that he will literally take, you know how the scripture says, he will literally take all of the bad things we have gone through, all of the messes in our life, and he'll make it our message. He'll make it our message, or all the trials and tribulations he went through, and he'll make it our testimony. So Make Me Brand New. I saw you got a video with this song. I love the song. I love the words, and I love the video, because the video is also has a powerful message. Talk about that video, who inspired it, who's behind it, and even the message in that video is I know it's a lot has to do with what you've gone through, but what really, how did that come alive?
The music video was just part of me having to tell my story. Like, I needed to tell it visually, and I just sing it. I really had to tell the story. And it depicts a lot of domestic violence, a lot of things that I went through. And it just came about with me and the producer coming together and sitting down and having a conversation and letting him know what I really needed to say in the video and who I was trying to reach.
Yes.
Because I think, we do a lot of things, but we got to know who we're trying to reach when we're doing ministry and everything. And I know my mission is to reach the hurt woman, the hurt man. And that's where it came from.
I love it. I love the video because you are being so honest about, the Bible does tell us that we are new creatures in Christ. But what a lot of times people won't do is talk about how you became, the process from the old man to the new. And that's the thing that I like about the video. It demonstrates, yes, I am a new creature in God, and I'm confident now. But a lot of what I'm talking about is prior to me knowing who really God is in my life. And that's what I like about the video. It gives a story of, but it ends with such a beautiful ending in that I now know that I am new in God. But I also realize that my story has a lot to do with my newness in God today. And so Make Me New Again. I'm going to do something off the cuff. People know that Lady C likes to do things off the cuff. And just give us, are you comfortable with it? Just two little stanzas. Can we just get her to just do two little stanzas of Make Me New Again? And then I want you all, then she's going to give us some information on how you can go about getting it. But I want you all to support her. But just give us a little something. I know it's all no music and all.
Make me new again. Make me new again. Restore my heart. Restore my mind. Make me look like you.
I know y'all felt that. I know you felt that. Listen, she said a key word: restore my heart, restore my mind, and make me feel brand new. I know somebody out there is listening in and hearing the story on how God can literally take. You might be in a rough place right now. Your story may be similar to what Iralynn just talked about. You may be in a relationship that you know that is not the man that God has for you. Because anytime you're in a situation that doesn't reflect God and it doesn't give God the glory, then it's not what God has for you. God has better. But one thing I know about him, he can restore you. He can restore you to a new place, and he can literally use all that you've gone through so that you can have a powerful message. Make me new again. Listen, I'm a new creature in God. I wasn't all that I have been in the past, and God will literally purify us so that we can be used for his glory. And that's one of the things I like about this particular scripture, that God, it says, I have formed you, even whom I have made, meaning God has created us to glorify him. Yes. But now we were talking in the car as we were coming up on the road, and I said, are you comfortable with telling your story? You said what to me? You said what to me? Remember when I was saying, you said,
yes, I'm comfortable.
And why are you comfortable now? Tell me what you said in the car.
Just because I know that I have to be transparent, because somebody else is going through what I went through, and it was hurtful at first. I cried through talking about a lot of different issues, but now it's like God gets glory.
Absolutely,
God gets glory out of everything that he allowed me to come through.
Absolutely.
So yes, I will open up my mouth.
Absolutely.
I will tell my testimony, and I will not be ashamed.
Absolutely. He doesn't want us to be ashamed, and I was so glad that that was your answer, that yes, I will, and no, I'm not ashamed. It was my story, but when I say I'm brand new, meaning I'm no longer held to what the things that I went through, I'm not ashamed anymore. And isn't it such a blessing when you do give your testimony or share your testimony, and somebody comes up to you and say, you know what, I went through the same thing. Yeah. But just listening to your song and just ensuring me that God can make me over, that has inspired me. There's no greater reward than that. Yeah. And that's the beauty of using the gift that God has anointed you to use. That's what purpose is all about. And he's such an awesome God that he will beautify us. It's called beauty from ashes. He will literally pick us up out of an empty place, a lonely place, a lowly place, a place of oppression and depression. And he will pick us up, and he'll straighten that crown up, because he tells us that we are queens and we are kings. And he'll tell us, he said, look, baby, straighten that crown up on your head, and you walk and you glorify me in everything that you do. Talk about your great singer. You also do art. Talk about your art and your people, your clients that you work with. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay. Yeah, I am a visual artist. I also do community work too. So this summer we had an art camp at my church, CWOW, Church Without Walls, and my pastor allowed me to do an art camp there. And we had kids from the community, kids from the church come out, and it was a free program. We allowed the kids to go through a program that I created called Creating the Music. And what Creating the Music is the kids will get to go through the whole process of creating a whole CD, which means they're creating the CD cover.
Wow.
They're working together with other mentors and everything to learn a song, so they're learning lyrics, and they're getting social skills. They're developing, I guess, coping skills and stuff too. Yeah. And that's what we try to do, is just help them to navigate challenges in life, to develop coping skills, and you know.
That's real important. People don't realize that's important, because a lot of our kids, a lot of times they don't know how to speak up, or they're not confident in themselves. And it sounds like what I hear you saying is God literally is using the creative ability that he has instilled for you to literally pull that out in other kids. Yes. And a lot of times kids will hold back. But it's interesting that you say that, because my grands came to visit a couple of weeks ago for our family reunion, and I remember my daughter had my granddaughter, she's 15, kind of going through trying to learn herself, and she had taken her. She says, "We're gonna go do some painting," and they went and do some painting, and I was looking at the different things that she had painted. She painted a heart for love, and it was almost like I was able to kind of see inside of her based upon the things that she created. Do you find that to be true, that sometimes people can create things from an art perspective, and that is either reflecting what they're feeling or something that they desire?
Yeah, art is a therapy, and part of my art experience is expression. You have to use art as, deep down, a lot of times children don't know how to express
That's right.
what they're feeling. So if you give them a pencil and a piece of paper or some paint, they're able to really express all of that. And then we do a lot of finger painting and stuff too.
Yes.
And I also do like one-on-one with clients, domestic violence, anything that you're going through.
Yes.
You're able to use art as an expression to get those feelings out.
Yes.
So it's a great way to just purge.
Yes.
And I call it purging. For
Mm-hmm.
me, it's what got me through what
good.
I went through.
Good
It was
word.
a purging experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it's just, you can say so much in a piece, and you think the abstract art is just, it's just everywhere. The paint is everywhere, but I found that it tells so much of your story.
Yes, it seems like art has really grown outside of it. Just, I've always looked at it as it being people that's just talented to create things. But now you even hear things like vision parties and different things, meaning you may not have the ability to actually draw or things like that. But now it seems like it's more mainstream for people like me that can only draw people sticks, people buy sticks, but yet we can do creative parties where you can literally bring your vision or what's inside of you to life, and you can literally just create it within form. So now it seems like art is a lot more open to just, not just an artist per se, but now to anyone and to everyone. That is awesome. Didn't you also work with some senior citizens?
I did. I have worked with senior citizens before, but not recently. Like recently, I've done we call it Raw Truth.
Yep.
Me and my girlfriends, we get together and we talk about some real issues.
Yeah.
And the last thing that we did was just purging, and we were coming from John, the 15th chapter, I believe.
Okay.
Just talking about the true vine.
Yeah.
And everybody did their own painting, and
yes.
we were able to really like dissect the scripture and talk about how it felt.
Yeah.
To really go through that. You
have used your talents in so many ways, because I think you can even sew a little bit and make clothes and
I do.
I do. The girl is just so multi-talented. I guess you can see that I've been following her and seeing the different things but just how God can pour so much into just one person. But I love the word when you said purge. It's a therapy. It is a way. Art can be used as a way to kind of purge yourself, to get things out. I understand now. You would see some people draw crazy pictures, and I didn't understand it now. But if art is what you say in terms of a purging and a therapy, well, if that's what that person is feeling, see me, I write. So I write all type of things. If I'm feeling down and I go back and read my stuff a year later, I can literally see what I was feeling. Wow. And so that's the same thing you're saying you can do with art as well. And even sometimes when you see people even create pictures that seem like it don't make no sense, but they'll say, you don't look into it, meaning pull from yourself. See, it seems like it brings vision to life, and it allows you to look at things from a different perspective, to even go into maybe some emotions within yourself. And so that's one of the things I enjoy about seeing all of the different things you're doing. Let's talk about some new projects. You got anything new coming up? What's some things you got coming up that our viewing audience can be looking out for with Miss Nnylari Iralynn?
Well, I'm currently working on an EP, which is a 4-song CD that I'm working on to come out 2017. But as you said, I do sew. I've been working on some projects with my sewing. I love to sew my own clothes and stuff, so you'll see me rocking some stuff that I sew by hand. And I do have my jewelry line and stuff like that I do. But we're also getting ready to put out another CD, which is a CD from the art campus coming out soon with the kids. But I'm trying to do something with the teens.
Wow.
And I want them to do a Christmas song. So hopefully we'll have a Christmas song coming out in November.
That sounds nice.
Thanksgiving. And it'll be a free program for about 4 or 5 teenagers to come together and work on some social skills, time management, a lot of different things that you do in a group that, you don't see behind the scenes. That, I don't know if y'all know Destiny Child and a lot of different girl groups come together, but it won't be just a girl group. Hopefully we'll have some guys, so some guys
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
Just to work on some teamwork
Okay.
stuff.
You sound like you got some good things coming up. One of the things that I am excited about her doing is we were talking and she just chit-chat. She said, I was watching a couple of your shows out there on YouTube, and she said, I got this little intro song for you. And I want to put her on the spot and almost tell her do even a little bit of that. She said, I got this little intro song, and she sent it to me. I said, oh, I love it. I said, I love it. But let me tell you why I appreciate you just doing it and even thinking about me, because I said I want to kind of take the show to the next level. I've been doing this over a year now, and I do enjoy doing it. I do enjoy doing it. And I want to take it to another level. And when you did that and just out of the blue and then sent it to me in no time and just said, what do you think about this? It says, yeah, take it to another level. Take the show to another level. I love to do the interviewing part and introducing artists like yourself to the nation and all the people that's watching and people, so I do enjoy that part. But I'm just so blessed to have you on the show, and I'm just so blessed to share you with our viewers, and I know that God has great things in store for you. He's taken you to new levels and new places in God. And what does God mean to you at this point in your life as it relates to your purpose and what that path He has you on today? What does that mean to you right now today?
God is everything. He is my confidant. He's my boyfriend. He is my husband. He is everything to me. I mean, and I say that because I'm walking a journey alone right now, and I feel alone often. But I'm reminded that He's always in my corner. He's always there for me, and He's my man.
Absolutely.
He's the main man.
Listen, I like when you say that. You say this journey that you're walking, you say alone, but you know that God is with you. And I wish more of our young women, I'm a minister, and one of the areas that God has called me in is to talk to our women. But I like that I can feel, not only here, but I can feel that place that you've grown to now, that you can confidently say, yeah, I might be in this state right now, but I know that God is with me.
Yes, He is.
That I know that God is with me. And you know what? This is also the time, too, where God really pours into us and gives you the words to song. Because I know it takes time to write and to put it together the way to where you're satisfied, to put a video together with such a powerful message. But this is your time for God. God is working on you.
Yes, He is.
He is just taking you to new heights. And even now you're saying doing more interviews, people getting to know who Iralynn is today. Who Iralynn is today, the cost of your purpose. And there is a price. But was it worth it?
Oh, it was worth it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I like, I'm always talking about one of my favorite songs of all time, but one of my favorite songs is by CC Winans and the Alabaster Box. And one of the key phrases in there is she'll say, you don't know the cost of my oil. And what she was saying is, you don't know, because she's telling the story about the woman that had been through some things, but she was making her way to Jesus. But she said, you don't know the cost of my oil. You don't know the price that I had to pay. I can't just take this for naught. I can't just treat this gift like it's anything, because God poured it inside of you. And like you said, He allowed you to go through all that you went through, domestic violence, being married at one time, then going into single, looking at 1 minute, like you were saying in the car, 1 minute I had a driver, the next minute I'm finding that I got to do this thing all by myself. And that is the testimony. That is the cost of the oil that God has poured on your life. And you are going to, and I've said this to you before, you are going to new levels in God. And we begin to appreciate what God has brought us through. I preached a message one time, because I was married prior to Pastor Carlyle, and I remember preaching a message when I was new into preaching, and it said, thank God for my ex. thank God for my ex. And I just didn't mean ex-husband, but I mean my ex-depression, my ex-oppression, my ex of my thoughts and thinking just down on myself. I said, thank God for it, because I am who I am today. It says, everyone who he has called by my name, and whom I have created for my glory, whom I have formed, even whom I have made. He's made me for such a time as this. And so I thank God for my ex. I want you to say that. Say, Lord, I thank him. Listen, y'all women out there, all that ex and stuff you got going on, and it might be a man, say, I thank God for my ex, because I wouldn't be where I am today if it hadn't been what I'm going through. But like Iralynn says in her new song that I know you all are going to go out there and inquire about, because she's about to give us her contact information and how you can learn more about her and what she's got going on. But I want you to say to yourself, thank God for my ex, but I also know that God is making me to be a brand new person in him. Make me new again. So we're going to end this segment of the show. Give us some contact information. How can people learn more about you? I know you're on Facebook.
Yes, I am on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, everywhere. Nnylari Iralynn. You can look up Nnylari Iralynn, and then my website is www.nnylariart.com. And you can also look up my other website, community projects. It's www.mirrormovement.info.
Absolutely. And I so thank Iralynn for being on the show. Listen, you all know that it is just my heart's desire to bring people on the show to share them with you and what God has not only called them to do, but what God has placed in them to do. But also, let's support all of our artists, those that are, on the journey to really, really impact the nation and the gift that God has given them. Go out and check her out at the different contact information she has given us out there on Facebook. Holler at her. And even if I believe, Iralynn, if somebody wanted to just talk to you and said, I heard your story, can you just talk, can I talk with you about it? You okay with that?
Oh yeah, reach out.
She'll reach out.
Respond. I do respond.
See, she says she'll respond. I don't know what you've been through, don't know what you're going through right now, but listen, I know that God can make you brand new. I'm excited about Laugh, Love, and Live with Lady C. I so much I love my daughter here, Iralynn. I'm telling you, watch. She's coming. She's about to blow up. We thank you for being with me here at Laugh, Love, and Live with Lady C. We're getting ready to get into that second segment with Fit Coach Jene. Love you, and I will see you again next month. Bye-bye.
American Hearts Radio, bringing the hearts of the world together.
Woo! Hey! It is Fit Coach Jene, and this is the second segment of Laugh, Love, and Live with Lady C with me, Fit Coach Jene. I'm so excited to be here because I have something exciting to talk to you about today, and I am going to get a little bit of help from our studio audience because we're going to talk about something that's going to help you. If you need a little bit of help getting a kickstart on your health and fitness journey, I'm your Fit Coach, and today we're just going to talk about it, and we're going to get you the help that you need, okay? How you feeling? You all right? Good. I'm all right, too. So today, we are going to talk about how to get started on your health and fitness journey, how to get healthy. So we live in a world, and it's especially in the country that we live in, that is full of so many things that keep us unhealthy. With all the fast food, with all the processed food, with even going into the grocery stores and there being aisles and aisles and aisles of things that keep us in a position where we feel like we're in a lose-lose situation. You ever feel like that? Even when you feel like you're eating healthy, you go get some canned spinach or something like that, and they put so much junk in it that by the time that you get done, it wasn't healthy at all because they put so much stuff in it. So I am going to talk to you today, and I am going to tell you specifically how to survive in this here country, how to maintain and how to kickstart your journey if maybe you need to restore your health, if you want to bring it back again. And you guys know that I'm a Jesus girl and I love Jesus. So one of the first things that I want you to know before you even get started on your health and fitness journey is that Jesus loves you in spite of where you are, what you've done. It doesn't matter whether you're overweight or you're underweight. There are a lot of health issues. So many people place emphasis on being overweight, but that's not the only health issue. There are other health issues in the world. And in a little bit, I'll share my testimony of what my health issue was. But there's overweight. There's some people who don't eat at all. And a lot of people say, well, Fit Coach Jene, how do you know? You so skinny, you've been healthy all your life. Well, some people, they get stressed out, they overeat. Well, I would get stressed out and undereat. So there were some people who would get stressed out and gain 20 pounds. I would get stressed out and I'd lose 20 pounds. And a lot of people didn't really know that that was my inner struggle. So what we're going to talk about today is your inner struggle and how to maintain in this world and how to bring yourself back to a place to where not only you are pleased with your health and your physical self, but God is also pleased with it too. Because we know what, if you don't know what the scripture says, it talks about how God is pleased when we're in good health and how he wishes that we have, above all things, that we have good health. So how do I get started? What do I do? I'm lost. All I know is fast food. That's all I've ever eaten. I don't have time to come home and cook. I don't even know where to start. I don't know how to prepare healthy foods. I don't even know what my body needs. I know a lot of you ask those questions every day because I talk to people every day. And to be honest, I begin to feel like it's not even your fault, because it's not your job to have all the knowledge. God has blessed me with the wisdom to give to you. But some of you people are good at so many different things. You don't have time to focus on studying about health and wellness. So there are people like me who are here to give you the knowledge that you need to be able to live a healthy life. For instance, there are some people who are really good at, say for instance, accounting. Really good at it. I know nothing about accounting, but they are really good at it. They've studied it. They've practiced it. So I've got to take my taxes to a certified accountant who knows what they're doing, because me trying to sit at home do it myself, I am not really that good at it. So that person specializes in that area, and I need their help for the area that they specialize in. So for me, being a nutritionist, I do the same thing. I study, I research, and this is what God has blessed me to be talented in, to be gifted in. So you can come to me about those things. We're supposed to help each other. We are all created to serve one another. We talked about that the last show. We're all created to use our talents and our gifts to help one another. So with my talent and my gift being in health and wellness, I am here to help you. So let's talk about the magic of how to restore your health and how to begin to kickstart your journey and get back to a place to where you are pleased with you. The first thing that you want to do, of course, after you forgive yourself and stop beating yourself up about what you didn't do right. We've all got something that we didn't do right. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Right now, everybody in TV land, I want you to repeat after me. Say, I forgive myself. Very good. Very good. Some of you didn't say it because you a little down on yourself. We're going to say it again. I forgive me. Very good. And that's the first thing that you need to do. You know why I always say to forgive yourself first? Because one of the things that keeps people in that place to where they don't even get started in the journey is because they let the discouragement set in. And once that discouragement sets in, you know what you want to do. You know what you're trying to accomplish. But you let the discouragement say, I'm not going to go today. I'm not going to eat healthy today. And you just, that plays over and over and over in your mind to the point where it's years later and you're doing the same thing and you have the same habit because the discouragement has set in. So the first thing you do is you say, I forgive myself. You don't think about the past. You don't think about what you ate yesterday and, you might have went to Krispy Kreme and it wasn't good for you. Okay, that was yesterday. Now today is today. And we're going to get started on our journey. So today we are going to talk about the importance of purging your system, detoxifying your system. We talk about detoxing a lot because I am the detox lady and I have my own detox product. But the reason why I chose to go back and specifically just take this show to talk about detoxing is because I need you to know how important it is to flush your body out. A lot of people say, I feel sluggish. When I wake up in the morning, I feel like I can't even pull myself out of bed. You ever feel like that? Like it just takes you so much. You lay there and you can't even open your eyes and you can't pull yourself out of bed. Well, when your body is weighted down with toxins and weighted down with excessive fat, it will make you feel like that, like you can't even pull yourself out of the bed. I remember being in high school, and this is not just for adults. This is for children too. I remember being in middle school and high school and grade school when I was a younger child. And I remember being in school, and sometimes you feel like you just can't keep yourself focused. You just want to lay down on the desk and go to sleep. And then sometimes I did lay down on my desk and go to sleep. That's because when you're full of toxins, toxins makes you tired and sluggish. Just imagine this. Take a cup in your household. When that cup has nothing inside of it, you can toss it up and down. It weighs nothing. Well, then take that same cup and pour it up with water. It's a little bit heavier, isn't it, in weight? That's the same thing that your body is like. When you when you don't have your body full of things that are not good for you, you can move around, you can jump up and down, you can exercise, you can function on a normal level, you can go to work and not feel tired. You can do a lot of things. Your body is able to do a lot of things. You got a lot of energy. You feel real jittery inside. But then when you start pouring that cup up, pouring your body up with a lot of things that just sit inside of your body and don't come out of your body, then that leaves you in a position where it's weighted down, just like that cup weighs a little bit more. Your body will weigh a little bit more. So what do we do? How do we get started? How do I clean out my system? How do I detoxify my body from all of that stuff? Well, we're going to talk about 10 things specifically today. And if you're at home and you have access to a little note taker, or you want to write this down, make sure you write these 10 things down, because these 10 things are going to be 10 things that 10 ways that you can know whether or not I need a detox. Because a lot of people say, well, how do I even know if I need to detox? Well, I'm going to give you 10 ways that you can know whether you need to detox. The first one is fatigue. You feeling tired? You feeling a little sluggish? We just talked about that. If you wake up and feeling sluggish, if around about midday you feel sluggish, if you eat lunch and you just feel sluggish and you just can't really get that energy going, that's because your body is toxic, and we need to flush those toxins. So what does that mean for your body to be toxic? That means when your body has toxins in it, your blood can't filter the toxins. I always ask people this: if toxins go into your body, but your body can't push them out, where do the toxins go? Does anybody know? They don't go in there. They stay right there in your body. So if you're feeling a little sluggish and you just can't get going and your energy level is low, that's the first way that you know I got to detoxify my body. Also, if your blood doesn't filter those toxins and you're feeling sluggish, guess what also happens? You can't burn fat as quickly as you would used to, which would lead us into our second way of knowing how you need a detox: trouble losing weight. If you are at a standstill in your life and it feels like it doesn't matter how much I walk, it doesn't matter what I try to do, I just can't lose weight. And guys, I'm telling you, toxins is not just food. You're going to walk outside, you're going to breathe in the air, you're going to breathe in metal, and you're going to breathe in a bunch of filth. That filth is going to go into your bloodstream, and your bloodstream will be unable to push it out. And when your bloodstream can't push it out, it's going to sit in your body, and it's going to block your body's passageway to be able to filter toxins and burn fat. So that's our second one: trouble losing weight. The first one was fatigue. Now we're dealing with trouble losing weight. If you feel like you just can't, no matter what you do, you get on that scale and you're looking at the same number every time, detox your body, because it doesn't matter how much you exercise. If you still have toxins in your body, it'll be hard for you to achieve your weight loss goals. So make sure that you detox so that you can try to lose weight. A lot of people use the detox system to lose weight, and it does work for that, but it specifically targets detoxifying your body. So number three, we are going to talk about muscle aches. I love this one specifically because a lot of people have achy joints, achy knees, achy elbows. You got aches in your muscles. That's because you have lots of inflammation. Inflammation comes from eating foods that are high in sodium, high in a lot of unhealthy toxic things, goes into your body, and it causes areas of your body to become inflamed. And when your body is inflamed, you feel achy in your elbows, in your knees. You may feel aches all over your body. That's because your body is toxic. So you've got to detox to reduce the inflammation in your body. And then you'll find out that it's easier to move around a lot more. The fourth thing that we are talking about is headaches. This is one of my favorites. Not necessarily one of my favorites, but one of my favorites as far as its popularity and why it's important to know that if you have headaches, you are toxic and you need to detox. Headaches often are a sign of chemicals, toxins being in our bodies. All of that stuff, when you imagine this, when you eat something, it disperses out through your body, including your brain. So it goes straight to your head. Toxins go to your head as well. I often tell people who are dealing with either high blood pressure, high cholesterol, or anyone who may have had strokes, seizures, anything to that effect, that if you have headaches, those headaches are a sign that your body needs to be detoxified and some things have to be flushed out because I'm full of junk and I need some stuff to be removed from my body. And look at it this way, guys. The human body is so amazing. And I always say that God is so amazing in how he designed our bodies. He designed our bodies so that they will give us warning signs. Hey, something's not right here. Something is going wrong. Even for those who are underweight, I know people who don't eat because they either stress level, depression, some don't eat because they're bulimic, some don't eat because they have this image that they want to look like magazine girls, and then they just decide, I'm not going to eat anything. Well, your body, when you don't eat, will go into starvation mode. And when your body goes into starvation mode, it begins to eat away at your fat. And it begins to first store fat in your body. So it goes through this process when you don't eat. That's why I tell people who are trying to lose weight, don't not eat. That's not the right way to lose weight. Because when you don't eat, God designed your body to survive. So when your body is trying to survive, it's going to begin to store away fat because, hey, I'm not getting any food. So if I'm not getting any food, I'm going to take what I do have and I'm going to put it away because I'm not going to get anything. And eventually, when your body doesn't get food after a certain period of time, it's going to go into your reserve of fat that is stored away to you. So headaches, if you are getting headaches, this is number 4, then you definitely know there's something toxic going on in my body. I may have too much sodium. There may be too many chemicals that I need to flush out of my body. And because weight loss is lots of people's major goal, when we go through all of these 10 ways of knowing that you need to detox, know that all of them affect your ability to lose weight. So if you're getting headaches, muscle fatigue or muscle aches, fatigue, and trouble losing weight, all of that is going to stem back to your body's ability to burn fat and to burn calories. The 5th thing that we are going to talk about is bloating. Bloating, if you feel specifically in the midsection, but we bloat all over our bodies. In your midsection, if you feel bloated sometimes, or if you eat food, it happens to me a whole lot. Trust me. You eat food and your stomach seems like it's sticking out a little bit more. It's because you're bloated and you need to just get your body cleaned out again. Okay, gas. Some of these are going to get a little icky. So just keep in mind, I already warned you before we get there, gas. You know people who have funky gas, stinky gas? Let me tell you a secret. Your gas is not supposed to stink. It's not supposed to smell that way. When your body is toxic, your gas smells toxic. So if you got toxic gas, go ahead and get a good detox on, and you will find that your gas will come out, and you'll barely even smell it. So funky gas is a sign of a toxic body. Clean it out. It reminds me of that commercial, whatever that gum is. Dirty mouth, clean it up. Dirty gut, clean it out. That's what I'm going to say. Okay, so number 7. I think we're on number 7. Either way it goes. You're writing this down though, right? Okay, good. Constipation. If you are constipated and you have not pooped all day long, you got to detox. So let's look at it this way. Your bowel movement. This is when we get a little icky, start talking about some icky stuff. When you eat food, so I just ate a big breakfast. Well, that big breakfast is supposed to go into my body, nourish my body, and then it's supposed to get rid of all the waste. So say, for instance, we just ate breakfast. We ate a big breakfast. Well, an hour later, we don't poop. Where did the breakfast go then? If it didn't come out of your body, where did it go? It went nowhere. It's still in your body. So then we eat lunch. And then when we eat lunch, we eat a big lunch and we don't poop again. Well, where did lunch go? And then dinner rolls around and you do the same thing. You eat dinner and you still don't poop. Well, where did dinner go? Where did breakfast, lunch, and dinner go if it didn't come out of your body? It's still in your body. Did you know that your colon could carry up to 50 pounds of toxins? Your colon is right here. So oftentimes we think, oh man, I just got belly fat. No, you just have a belly full of, a colon full of waste. And the good thing is that it's not as bad as belly fat, because all you got to do is detox and flush it out. Clean your colon out. You know what I love about my product, the Daily Detox? This is where I start pitching it off to you guys on TV land. Daily Detox, mytemplefit.com. You can order the Daily Detox. Yes, I do ship all over the U.S. And yes, if you're local to Atlanta, you can get that. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. You know what I love about the product, the Daily Detox? It detoxifies all of your organs. Your colon, your liver, your kidney. It just goes in and, well, we'll say it this way. It helps to detox all of your organs. Okay, it's got different herbs in it and different natural organic fruit juices that go into your body, and it helps to detoxify your organs. So when your organs are functioning the right way, your body can filter toxins, your body can burn fat. Okay, so if you haven't pooped all day, I had a really close friend that would say, actually, I haven't pooped all week. The funny thing was, they were about my size. So most people think that people who maybe don't carry as much excessive weight aren't toxic. Yeah, little people get toxic too, and they walk around with funky gas and all that good stuff. So it doesn't matter what size you are. You can be small, you can be large. It doesn't matter. Toxins are toxins, and they have no name on it, and they have no way of identification. They just go into your body if you allow them. So I had this really tiny girlfriend, and she would say, oh, I hadn't pooped since last week. And I would say, honey, your body is toxic, and you need to detoxify your body, and you need to get rid of that, because not only does detoxing help you in weight loss, it also helps you to reduce the risk of a lot of things like cancer and diabetes and high blood pressure. Keeping your body cleaned out, it helps to reduce all of that. So if you haven't pooped in a while, the Daily Detox is really good about helping you to get a regular bowel movement so that you can begin to poop 3 times a day like what we're supposed to. 2 is my bare minimum as far as the bowel movement is concerned. But definitely, if you haven't pooped at least twice a day, go ahead and get a good detox on so it can regulate your bowel movement. That way, when you eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it'll go into your body, and what's good for you will nourish your body, and the rest that's waste will come right out, and it won't sit there in your body making it seem like you got excessive fat when you don't. That's not excessive fat. That's just a colon full of waste that's just waiting to come out of your body. Okay, I don't know what number we're on, but the next one that we are talking about is foul-smelling stool. Woo! I want to do a commercial on this one, because when we were younger, sometimes my brothers, I have brothers in the household, so, you know, they did a lot of boy stuff. Sometimes their poop would be so stinky, and I go in the bathroom and it would be P.U. stinky. Well, that is a sign of toxins in your body. Listen, I say this to a lot of people and they don't believe me. They're like, nah, no way. But this is absolutely true. Your poop is not supposed to stink. And I'm going to be honest with you. I did something last week. I was around a lot of family because we had this huge family reunion, and you know how those things go. You got all this good food. Man, we had everything. We had everything that you could think of to eat. And did Fit Coach Jene opt out of it? No, I didn't. They had some green looking cake. I don't even know what type of cake it is. And I have celiac. I'm gluten intolerant, so I'm not even supposed to have it. But that green looking cake was so good. And then they had a pink one just like it. You know what I did? I went and got a piece of green, and I went and got a piece of pink. Don't do that. But I'm just being honest. I'm telling you what I did. And then on top of that, I ate a bunch of stuff. I ate fried stuff. I ate everything that was out there at that park to eat. And then afterwards, all of my little glory of my poop that didn't smell so bad, it took me about 3 or 4 days to get my poop back the way that it was supposed to do. And every time I pooped, I said to myself, boy, that stinks. So if your poop is a little funky, if you have a foul-smelling stool, you know that you need to detox your body. Because let's look at it this way. The foods that you eat, when you eat them, don't they smell good when you eat them? Well, there's not supposed to. How do they get into your body and all of a sudden they smell so bad? Because they're toxic. But if you eat foods that are good for you, they're going to come out of you not smelling bad because they didn't smell bad when they went into your body. But when foods have a lot of chemicals and they're processed and they have a lot of toxins, they go into your bodies and it just doesn't work with your system. It doesn't filter it right. So it leaves your stool smelling really, really funky. I'm going to go through the next ones really quick because we're about at our time. This is going so fast, but I'm excited to give you this information because I know it's going to help you and you're going to be able to identify whether or not you need a detox. We all need a detox. Acne, if you have acne, your body's backed up with a lot of toxins and it's producing oil and all kind of dirt to come through your skin, all kind of toxins to come through your skin. So a lot of times if you have acne, one of the best ways to get rid of that acne is to detox your body. Bad breath. Oh man, some people struggle with bad breath. Bad breath may come, well, it definitely comes from toxins. So if you struggle with a little stinky breath, you know that your body. Have you ever eaten something or maybe been around someone who ate something and when they burped, it's like, oh man, I remember when we were younger, I got a lot of stories about my brothers. A lot. When we were younger, sometimes we would eat stuff that wasn't necessarily so good for us. We would burp and we would say, oh, your burp smells like bologna. We would say that to each other. Well, that's because we probably ate a bunch of junk and we were junk eaters, not because we were given junk, but because we like junk. We like to go to the gas station up the street and get all the junk we could get, and we did. And sometimes we would burp and say, "Oh, your burp smells like whatever." We would say when we were kids. Well, that's a sign of a toxic body. We made it through all of our 10 ways to know whether you need to detox. So listen, if you have any of those 10 things going on, then you definitely know that you need to flush your system out. And this is the best way to get a jump start on your body. So why did we spend so much time today talking about detoxing? Because I want to help you to be able to get out of that stuck place. Because a lot of people are blaming themselves. And I'm exercising and I'm walking and I'm trying to eat healthy. Why can't I lose weight? And I don't want you to continue to feel bad. I want you to know the reason why it's hard to lose weight. Detox your body, flush your body out, and you will find that your weight loss journey will be a whole lot easier. It'll go smoother. Listen, one of the reasons why I want you to detox is because if weight loss is your goal, you will find that once you detox and there is a clear pathway in your body will be able to sweat more. Your body will be able to eliminate toxins more. Your body will be able to burn more calories, and your body will be able to burn more fat just like that. So detox, detox, detox. So what kind of detox should I do? Where should I go? There's so many different things out there. What should I do? I, as Fit Coach Jene, and someone who prefers to live holistically or a natural, eating a natural diet, I believe that natural products are best. Whatever God created on this earth, he created it for us to, he created what we're supposed to consume to be able to nourish our bodies and for our bodies to heal themselves. So what detox do I recommend? What do you think I'm going to say? Can I have that jug? Where is that jug? I want to show you. While they're bringing my jug, I recommend the Temple Fit Daily Detox. Why? Is it because it's my product? No! But since you asked, I recommend the Temple Fit. And don't get me wrong, there are some awesome products out there on the market, but I don't recommend anything synthetic. All natural, organic, herbs, straight from the earth, nothing fake, no preservatives, none of that stuff in the Temple Fit Daily Detox. So this is designed just to help you get back in good health. I am just loving being with you guys, and I hate that we have to go, but it's that time. And if I don't cut myself off, they'll probably cut the lights off on me. So I'm going to go ahead and go. I'm going to see you back here next month. Email me. Go to mytemplefit.com and email me your questions, anything you want to talk about on Laugh, Love, and Live with Lady C, part or segment 2 with Fit Coach Jene. Email me and we'll talk about it, because I'm here for you. I'm your fit coach, and I love you, and you know Jesus loves you. Bye.